then they're probably going to win because their offense is dominant.
And I got one more question on the A's, then we can talk about the Rangers for a little bit. Um, the A's attendance has been very shaky all year, and a lot of people like to concentrate on the attendance standpoint, especially for the A's, since he's playing in such a big Coliseum, the Oakland Coliseum, and they have the Raiders there, and yeah, the Raider Nation over there. It's a multi sport complex, and the attendance has gone downhill. At first it was at 10,000 per game for the A's, or a little bit more, but 10,000 per game, that was ridiculous. Against the White Sox, they were at 10,000 and 11,000. Then it's startling. Against Toronto, 10,000. Against Detroit, 11,000. Detroit's a good team. Why don't you want to go see them? Now it's starting to become 35,000 because they've done so well. Do you think that the support of the fans have really helped the A's do so well lately, especially in the second half of the season?
Well, bring excitement to the game. You always want fans. They're going to cheer you on. They want you to win. And that's what the A's probably think. You know, they got more excitement. They have more passion, like, for the game because of the fans. The fans really keep the energy going. And they see the dances and all of that funky stuff you usually do at a game. I know Steven, we went to some A's games, and yeah, you're right. There wasn't much attendance. And it's shaky. And now this season, it's like, whoa, you come out of nowhere. In the beginning of the season, they didn't have much because they didn't know how good they were going to be. And they should have thought better of them because I know giving up Trevor Cahill and Gio Gonzalez as your two aces, they wasn't the greatest idea. But look what was the result. We have better pitching. We have more pitchers that are way better. And you see that the A's are a really good team now.
Yep, symbols that they're looking terrific. They have a setback. Brett Anderson has been injured. He will miss. He's possibly gonna miss the rest of the season. Actually, it's official. He's out for the rest of the regular season. So we'll talk about that a little bit more as the show goes on. But Robert, let's now talk about the Rangers. Um, Simple. They have the lead. They've had the lead for the entire season. But looking at their schedule is also a little bit hard as they finish their series against Los Angeles tonight. They're still playing, I think, but they're ending the season like a little bit hard to think about it. They're playing Los Angeles again, and then they're playing Oakland twice. So is there a concern for the schedule for the A's as they're playing the A's again, but they're playing the Mariners, which will be a little bit easier. Then they're playing Oakland again. So do you think that the Rangers could slip off in these last 13 games? Uh, Probably not against Seattle, but against Oakland, then against Los Angeles, and then Oakland again.
You know, I think the Rangers like probably will take this AL West. I think I can see them being the Angels, and you know maybe the A's can come. Maybe the A's could get some wins. I'm not sure yet, but I don't think the Angels are much of a competition now as they used to be. I mean, you don't see their pitching as great. I mean, Jared Weaver has probably been their most consistent starter all season. And, well, the Rangers don't really have much of a consistent pitching staff in my case, I would have to say. But, I mean, I'm going to see how this goes, and I just, it could go either way. I don't know how both teams will stagger out right now, because, I mean, the A's play Seattle. I think A's could probably take a sweep in that. And the Rangers should probably take 2 out of 3 against the Angels. Maybe they can lose 2 out of 3. I'm not sure yet. I just don't know what's going to happen in the result of that.
All right, Robert, that's all I really have for you. Thank you very much for being on the show. Any final words before you depart?
Well, guys, I might do a show soon. I'm hoping for the best here. I know I did my commentating shows. Please listen to those. Castaway High School versus Mercy Burlingame. Mercy Burlingame is our sister school for Sarah High School. So if you listen to that game, let me know. You can comment, tell me what's up with that. And one more thing for the Giants here. Melky Cabrera getting a batting title. Is he allowed to get it within getting his suspension, Steven? one topic I really want to talk about today, I found out on Sports Center today.
Yeah, actually, I forgot about telling you that that was one of the topics I was going to talk about when you were off. So let's talk about that before you leave. So Major League Baseball, if Melky Cabrera ends the season as the batting title champion, they're thinking of having him win it, like officially. But do you think, Robert, there can be an asterisk on it saying, "Oh, he won it, but he took steroids that year and he just qualified for the batting title"?
I mean, I mean, it's hard to tell on that type of situation because it's up to the MLB, like all of the MLB officials and the rules and all that, and they don't have a rule for that, so we could totally win it. If they didn't make it a rule before, then they should make it next year. I mean, so far he is allowed to win it, and I think in my opinion he shouldn't win it because it's just all these players. You got a suspension. All the rest of these players are working harder and harder to get that batting title. So I would have to say no for Melky Cabrera to get that batting title for the Giants. I mean, he's a good player and all, but I also don't see him coming back on the Giants after this. So we don't know that yet. Will Bruce Bochy take him back, or for Brian Sabian, or because they still talk about that situation. And being on the playoff roster for the Giants, that's uncertain as well. Because as I said before, can he be on the playoff roster? I don't think so. He wouldn't have enough rehab started, and because all of the all baseball, AAA and AA will be done. So I would have to say no. Melky Cabrera doesn't deserve to get it because all these other players are working hard during the season and they didn't get suspended.
All right, but there under section 10.22a of the official baseball rules, he will win the batting title if an extra hitless at bat is added to his average and remains higher than that of any other qualifying player. So technically, in the rules, he's gonna win it. It looks like you can't really change the rules. It's official baseball rules. I don't think they're not going to change it. And this is what Buzz Selig said about Cabrera possibly winning the title. Quote, "You can't change records because once you get into that, it would never stop. It would create more problems than it would solve." I extremely 100% agree with what Buzz Selig said. If he doesn't win it, and there's another competition, so he's out. Cabrera's out of it, and then there are gonna be more problems now. What's gonna happen there? What if Barry Bonds was a batting champion while he took all those steroids throughout his career, possibly or suspectedly? Then all the records would be tampered. It would be awful. 72 home runs, asterisk. Uh, all those walks he had, even walks, asterisk. He had steroids, so I think it'll cause more problems. Do you agree with Selig? It would create more problems than it would solve, Robert.
Yeah, I mean, it's the official rules about ceiling. I'm gonna have to agree with him on that. Seeing after saying that rule after that one hit list, I kind of agree with that rule and think he can still get it. I think he still kind of deserves it. I mean, he carried us for the Giants. I mean, I can't say he didn't because he did. Got Pablo Sandoval, and if we didn't have him, I don't know where we'd be with the Giants right now. I think we would be behind the Dodgers, in my opinion. But that's just one player that makes a difference. But I think the Milkman still kind of deserves it, and I don't know what's going to happen in the future for him because he's going to be a free agent after the season.
All right, Robert. That's all I have for you officially there. Robert, any again final words to wrap up your tenure on the show?
Thank you, Steven, for having me on the show, and I'd like to say that hopefully we have our show soon. I know it probably won't be this weekend, but hopefully next. So, and it's always good being with you, Steven. I know you and me have been best friends since T-ball, actually. It's been an interesting ride. So, but all right, Steven, well, I'll talk to you later, and hopefully we can hang out soon.
All right, I'll talk to you later, Robert. Saturday, we're heading up, I think.
We'll see, because I remember I have the volleyball tournament, so we can see what can happen after that.
Yes, guys, a baseball analyst can also be a volleyball player. Robert Dieters on the phone with us. Thank you for being on the show, Robert.
Thank you, Steven.
And that was Robert Dieters, volleyball player, MLB analyst, and president of National Sports. He does everything. Also, tune into his broadcast of Mercy High School, the Mercy High School Burlingame volleyball games. He's done two of them. He did the one Mercy Burlingame taking on Mercy San Francisco, and then he also did Casalea or Casahea against Mercy Burlingame. So listen to those. He tries to do very well. Volleyball is a very fast sport, so it's hard to really do anything from there. So we're going to take our first official commercial break, and when we come back, we'll be talking about Josh Hamilton being out, Brett Anderson being out, and Derek Jeter making more history like always. And when we come back to Steven's All Out Baseball Show here on Spreaker.com and on the National Sports Radio Talk Station.
È strano se sfiorandomi riemergerai dal buio. Riposa un po', mia cara Bea, il tuo regno sai non brilla più. È strano se la nullità si prenderà il gioco di noi, riempie già gli spazi tuoi con spazi di vertigine. Poi quest'autunno rosso io ti perdo e ancora non era semplice ridere, uno scambio d'opinione può servire a stare meglio, specialmente se è violento e se poi non ho ragione. Poi ti guardo e ti compiaci, il tuo fare concludente ti ha spostato l'attenzione, piangi poco e non ricordi più. Non era semplice stringere aria e vento, non era semplice spegnerli e poi salvare te, non era semplice scegliere da dove tu non vuoi. Quest'autunno rosso io ti perdo e ancora.
And welcome back to Steven's All Out Baseball Show here on Spreaker.com. I'd like to thank again Robert Dieters for being on the show. I also want to thank Sam Rosen for being on the show as well. And so let's go to more around Major League Baseball. First, let's talk about, I forgot to mention this before commercial break. Escobar, remember we were talking about him and his gay slur on his eye black. He has been suspended 3 games by the Blue Jays organization for having this time. He thought probably that no one's gonna see, and I don't think anyone was supposed to really get it. But it turned out, like, if you translate it, it's a gay slur, and this is what he had to say. He said, "Well, I don't have anything against homosexuals.